Hello, hello, hello. See if I can get my camera set up the way I want it. That's a little better. Welcome, 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 everybody. My name is Amista. We're here to do a little bit of readings tonight. We're going to have some fun. Just do a little chit chat once some people get in the room. I know y'all aren't used to seeing me live, so we'll see. We'll see who shows up. But for right now, I'm just going to clear the cards and kind of get ready for everybody who wants to show up. See what happens here. See what goes on. Once y'all come in, feel free to kick your feet up on the coffee table, say hi. We'll chill out, have a little conversation, maybe do a little tarot reading, maybe do a little Reiki. I haven't decided if I'm doing Reiki tonight. We might. We'll see. La, da, 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 da. I see a thumbs up, but I don't see a person talking to me. So strange. Probably the delay. Bum ba da dum. Bum ba da dum. Ba da 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 da. Tara Joyful. Hello, hello, welcome. I think you have a new name, don't you? I want to say your name is Rhoda, but I might have you confused with somebody else. How you doing tonight? I put on no makeup. I hope people can stand me. I look like my dad like this. Teresa. Huh, that's funny because I remember your picture, but I certainly didn't have that name put with it. Gotta watch me. Trying to silence my phone real quick. Okay, let's see. I guess let's go ahead and start with Reiki. That's what I normally do. We'll do 5 minutes of Reiki. I'm going to do the Reiki for whatever's for your highest and best good. If you have something more specific you would like the Reiki to focus on, feel free to go ahead and make that adjustment for yourself. If you have questions about Reiki and what it can be used for, feel free to type those in the chat. I'm happy to answer questions like that. I am a Reiki master, been one since 2017, so I'm also qualified to answer questions like that. Okay. La da 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 da. Teresa, what are you going to use your Reiki for? I don't know. I mean, it might be could be a couple things. Could be your Google account name, or it could be your YouTube handle. Healing from grief. Okay, that's a really good one. How long have you been grieving, honey? Yesterday. Holy Toledo. I am so sorry. Right now, that still feels like a kick to the gut. Oh my goodness, honey. Oh. What was his name? First name only. James. That's weird. I kept hearing about a Christopher. or a Chris. When I'm checking in on James, James is saying, someone actually is saying for him, James is not ready to speak yet. Give him about 2 weeks. Christopher's your ex-boyfriend. Has he already passed too? Hmm. I'm not sure why I was hearing his name then. That's kind of, unless were they good friends? Hey, Devyani, welcome back. I'm not sure why I was hearing that name then. I normally don't even get names at all, much less wrong names, even much less right names. Hello there, Savannah. Welcome, welcome. Hmm. Well, we've got a lot going on, don't we? How long has Troy been gone? So for a good while, he knows what he's doing over on the other side then. As in, like sometimes when people cross over, it can take them a while before they feel like they know how to communicate, or they will wait. This isn't the first time I've heard somebody say, give me a couple of weeks before I start talking. That's kind of common. Other mediums will wait longer than that. I usually just check in with the person to see what they say. Yep, it's already over now. No point in thinking about it at this point. Okay, so we've got Reiki done for tonight. All right, so who would like me to pull a card for them tonight? I need a scratch paper. Actually, I don't know. Are we going to do cards? What are we going to do? Okay, yeah, we're just going to do single cards tonight, so I'm not going to be on here very long. Yep, there's my confirmation. Okay, so we're going to start off with Teresa. I like that name, by the way. All right. And you guys, if you want a live reading with me, I do medium readings and also tarot readings both. And you can find my website in the description below or somewhere on this channel. All my contact information is at my website. What kind of job are you writing up an exam for, Savannah? Kind of work. Okay, Teresa's card. Anybody else want a card? Teresa, look at you. High Priestess. High Priestess, my friend. I think this is basically saying just pay attention to your intuition. And I wouldn't be surprised at all if you don't end up hearing from your brother before very long. Probably before anybody around. Definitely a day to pay attention to your intuition. And you may have some surprising things happen that you're not expecting that make you go, oh my gosh, I am a reader. Or at least I am psychic or I am intuitive. Oh yeah? Like for sales or for customer service? Reiki is an energetic healing modality. And so if you want to say energy healing, that's a shorter way of saying that, I guess. Reiki is actually a Japanese word that means universal life force energy. So when you get a Reiki session, then your Reiki practitioner or your Reiki master is actually channeling universal life force energy into you to start chewing away any roots of any concerns that you have, of anything that's holding you back. It's very good if you want to manifest better health, better finances, less anxiety. I've seen people use it for addictions. It's really, it's kind of amazing. Oh, emergency. So like dispatcher type stuff. No stress there. You have to have somebody very grounded to work those kinds of jobs. Not everybody can do that. If you get that, that'll be pretty amazing. I'll stick my website, my web address in the chat, Teresa, and then you can, if you want to just give me a text or an email or even a phone call, we can get a reading set up. I almost typed my own website wrong. That's it exactly. Sometimes people try to put a com in there, like a .com, and there's not one in there. So don't do that. I wanted a Amista.com, but there was some vineyards in California that had it when I first got this website. I think somebody else has it now, but so I had to go with Amista.info. You are quite welcome, Savannah. Savannah, do you want a card? Anybody else in the room that wants a card, all you have to do is say so in the chat. La da 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 da. La da da da. It would be. I think you just go to bed every night and you wake up in the morning and you just allow yourself to feel what it would feel like. What if you had that job? What would be the first thing you would do once you found out you had that job? You'll take a card? Okay, let's do a card for Savannah. I still want to know what would be the first thing you do once you find out you've got that job. Oh, excuse me, I've got the hiccups all of a sudden. La da 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 la da 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 da. You, my friend. Still waiting on your answer. But you got the 2 of coins the page of coins. Page is our messenger, and coins have to do with anything that we can touch, anything in the 3D. So can be money, can also be about health. This is good news, though. This is somebody having some kind of message about money or about health. Now, I know that it's good news because I work with reversals. If it came up like this would be the kind of news we don't want to hear. That's not what you got. So, this is some good news. This is some news that you want to hear about either finances or hard assets or your body. So, this could very well be, oh, you've got a job. I don't want to say that it is for sure with just one card, but you've got some kind of good news coming in. You'll go on a holiday. Woohoo! Where would you go for your holiday? Okay, time out. Where do you live now? And then I want to know where you would go for your holiday. What is a holiday for you? Deviani, here we go. Card for you too. Deviani. Thank you guys for the thumbs ups. I appreciate y'all. Da, 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 da. You don't even know. Oh, you better start planning it. That's part of manifesting, is getting that together. At least have in your mind, oh, as soon as I get that job, I'm buying me a ticket to ride somewhere. Yep. All right, so let's see here, Deviani. Okay, we have the Knight of Coins. This just says that you're not doing what you need to cover the budget. Now, this can be impulse spending. This can be like, I'm not going to work today. Or this could even be like, maybe you have an expense that came up that you weren't expecting in your budget. Whatever it is, I feel like you're just telling yourself, I'll straighten that out later. Well, here's the thing, Savannah, is that we manifest our own challenges and our own beautiful things. So I would say, think about where would you like to go? And then start manifesting that. You never know what could happen. Actually, I just heard a story today about this lady that she was going to go see this life coach because she wanted to figure out what she could do to make her love life better. She was ready to settle down and have a really good partner rather than the types of partners she had had before. And so she had an appointment and she was going to go to like London from, I don't know if it was the US or somewhere else in Europe, but anyway, she was catching a flight to go over from the US actually. She was catching a flight to go over and see this lady in London for coaching around this. And her flight was overbooked. And so they were asking people to, take other flights. And nobody was taking them. And so the airline kept making the deal sweeter and sweeter, but nobody was taking these other flights. And finally, she popped up and she said, okay, I'll take another flight. And so she took another flight and then she called and she was like, I'm really sorry, but this is what happened. And her coach was like, well, everything happens for a reason. Don't be stressed about it. And so then this girl takes the next flight that that they offer her, and they put her in first class because, they sweetened the deal and everything. And while she's flying over to London, she meets this guy that's from Germany, and he speaks English, and they start talking, and then she comes in and she does her coaching, and then they keep talking. And long story short, she ends up married, and now she's got a kid, and she's living over in Germany with this guy. So you just never know. Like, you can manifest whatever, even if the situation is difficult. If you're manifesting what you want, if you keep that firmly in your mind, it still will happen. You're quite welcome, Debbie. To the East Coast. I'm in the right smack dab in the middle. I'm in Colorado, north central Colorado. I do too. I just did a manifestation seminar that was online by Mind Valley. It was 3 days, totally intense. Lovely. Oh my gosh. I learned so much stuff. I don't even know how many pages of notes I took. I took pages and pages of notes. Just the first day, I had so many pages. Like, wow. And I was thinking, I need to remember this stuff. I need to tell people stuff like this whenever I'm working with them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one doesn't count. It's only 2 lines. 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 pages the first day. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 pages total. The second day we did a lot of actual experiences rather than learning. The winters are, so Colorado is very different just across the state. Like if you're on the eastern part of the state, it's all plains, like it's just very flat. But if you're on the western part of the state, then you're in the foothills, and then even further west, you're actually in the Rocky Mountain Range. So I used to live just in the foothills out in Golden. Now I've moved more east and it's flat. But I loved being up in the mountains, like if it would start to rain or something, because down in the town where I used to live, that town's name was Golden. It might be raining there, but I could drive like 20 minutes up the mountains and get out, and I could take a picture. And I've got a picture actually on my refrigerator right now where you can see like it's snowing around me. And as it goes down into the valley, you can see where it stops being snow and it starts being rain because there's no snow on the trees. But there is above a certain point. So it can be very, very, very pretty. That's because I'm still too new, Savannah. I only have like 311 subscribers. Once I get up to, I think it's 500 subscribers and I forget how many watch hours in a year, then you'll be able to do that. But thank you very much. That's kind of you. I appreciate it. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And the energy around the mountains is really good because there's all those crystals that are in the mountains. But then also the energy around, like where I live now, is there's more farmland. I live in town, but there's farmland not very far away. And so that is really very calm, very grounded energy. It's still good energy, but it's good energy in a different way. It feels different. Still very good energy, though. Where do you live in Canada? Anybody else in the room want me to pull a card for you? All you have to do is say so in the chat so that I can find you. Toronto. Okay, well, you're going to have to excuse my ignorance because I don't even know which time zone that's in. Hang on. I got to Google this. Where is Toronto? I think I even have people that get readings with me, private readings, that live in Toronto. Oh, there's Mississauga. Oh, it's part of Ontario. Oh, that's way up there. Oh, no, it's not. Once I zoom out, I can tell it's not. It's right above the western tip of New York. All right. Where did my screen go with my people? Here we go. Venus, Pisces. Hello, hello. Would you like a card, honey bunny? Yes, we did. And oh my gosh, I looked up the astrology for my signs and it was amazing. It was so spot on. It was ridiculous. It was all about, creating a new self-identity and also figuring out what you really want for relationships. And like that's kind of the whole self-identity was part of the manifesting class. You're a Cancer. You haven't been manifesting since yesterday. So Cancer. So let's see. That means that, okay, so Taurus. So that's your 10th house. You better be manifesting. This is for your career. Plant some seeds for that career you want. Awesome. Well, I don't often do lives anymore, but I do them occasionally. I kind of do them in spurts. I used to do them almost every day, but I do weekly tarot predictions for everybody here. Oh, guys, also, if you want to do a meditation in the morning and you don't want to be alone for it, or you just want to know people are expecting you to show up so you're more likely to do it, I've started doing morning group meditations. They're at 5 o'clock my time, which is mountain time. So if you're central time, it's 6 o'clock. If you're Eastern time, it's 7 o'clock. And if you want to email me, then I'll send you the link. And it's just like little 20-minute meditations. It's not very long. So we're in and out of there within half an hour. But I just started yesterday, was the first inaugural one. Taurus is your first house. That means you want to be manifesting things having to do with home and family. I'll give you guys my email address in case you want to get the link. Hang on. And then I'm done shuffling Venus Pisces. We're going to pull your card here. So I am Amista at amista.info. That's me. So if you email me there, then I'll get you the link for the meditation in the morning. Boo-ba-da-doo-doo. Okay, Venus Pisces, look at you. Magician. This says manifesting. So when I pull a card, it's really a card of the day. So it's something that's happened either within the last 24 hours or will happen by this time tomorrow. Okay. So when you've got the Magician, this just says you've been manifesting something that you want into your life or you will be. And the Magician is more of our masculine energy, which is not receptive. Like the feminine is very receptive. The masculine energy is go do the thing, man. If you think about Nike, just do it. That's masculine manifestation energy. Just do it. If you think about a female and how a female is receptive, she's the one that's saying, wouldn't it be great, sacred spirit, if such and such happened? That's the feminine version of manifestation. We need both of those, but usually we do the receptive part first, and then we let spirit give us those ideas for what we need to just do, and then we just do them. Yeah. So we need both parts. You're quite welcome. Quite welcome. Anybody else in the room that needs a card, say so now. I'm going to be here about 6 more minutes. That's it, then I'm out. Venus Pisces, is that you holding a cat in your picture or a baby raccoon? What is that? That's your dog? Okay, well. Oh, yeah, now I see his nose now that I'm up close. He looks like he might have some kind of like pit mix in him from your tiny little picture that I have here. You did have videos of raccoons. When I was first looking at your dog, I just saw the dark spot, which now I can tell is his nose. So I thought maybe it was a coon. Aww. I used to have a Staffordshire Terrier that was my baby. I had her And before her, I had this lab mix, black lab mix was really just a mutt, but you could see a lot of lab in her. Both of those were my two best dogs. Most loyal, listen to me. 555 manifestation. No, but it makes sense because fives talk about change. So why wouldn't you have change manifestation? So what are you changing in that kind of manifestation? Are you changing your identity or what? You had a lab mix too. What sign are you, Venus, Pisces? My Venus is a Scorpio. Labs are very cute and they're fun. They're kind of the easier. They're less stubborn than my Staffordshire Terrier was, at least. So your sun is Pisces and your Venus is Pisces. My sun and Venus are both Scorpio, both water signs. Oh, no, I did not know that. I have done manifestation exercises where I've written out in the present tense my manifestation like 100 times, but that was all in one day. And it kind of reminded me of like I was in trouble when I was a kid. The teachers would make us write out 100 times. If you were really bad, you had to write out 100 times on the blackboard and everybody had to watch you. 55 times for 5 days, that would anchor it in pretty good. You got your blank job. Please tell me that wasn't a cuss word in your manifestation. I want this job so bad, this fucking job. I think we did a couple of identity merging, time bending exercises at my seminar. Your Venus is in Aquarius. That's very interesting. That means that you value having a lot of people in your life. And you value the groups that you're a part of. Ooh, you know what else it means? It means you also value technology. You like to have the newest, fastest technology. Unless you've got some earth sign and they're slowing you down a little bit, making you more practical. But generally, that's what that would mean. "10 days later, I love it." You used to. Oh yeah, Capricorn will tamp that down quite a bit. Capricorn is super practical. Uber practical. I dated a Capricorn guy once before and I was just like, man, I like it that you're really stable and you're steady and I can count on you. You're not going to change anything. I know I'm not going to change you. You're not going to change anything. One of the things I couldn't change about him, though, was he didn't think it was necessary to communicate in a relationship. I couldn't handle that. I've got a Taurus rising, so I'm pretty stubborn too. Thank you. He lived literally less than 10 minutes away from me if I would drive, probably 20, 25 minutes if I would walk, just straight down the mountain from me. And at one point, we didn't see each other for like 5 weeks. because he just kept saying he didn't have time, he didn't have time, he didn't have time. And so after a while, I was like, listen, we have to at least have like a decent conversation on the phone or something every once in a while. Because I would text him, hey, how are you doing? Can you talk? No, I'm busy right now, hon. I can't talk. Like day after day after day after day after day after day. And finally, I just told him, I said, listen, we have to talk. And I'm not waiting anymore. We have to talk. And it needs to be tonight. And he's like, well, I don't know if I could do that. And I was like, after 5 weeks, I was like, nope, sorry. Done. I might have to try. I've got a lot of ideas right now that I'm trying. So one that I'm trying right now that I just started is that was my answer exactly. I had closure. After that, he tried to reach out to me a couple times, and I was like, no need to talk. But the one I'm trying right now is I have an alarm set, just a little short alarm with no snooze that goes off every hour on the hour. And every time that alarm goes off, whenever I turn it off, they say you should take either anywhere between 20 seconds to 2 minutes to allow yourself to feel how you would feel if what you're working on manifesting is actually happening. And so you just keep that alarm on until you get to the point that when the alarm goes off, usually you're already feeling that feeling. It doesn't take an adjustment. And so then, of course, then you make a new goal, follow a new dream. So that's what I started doing. I think yesterday was my first full day of doing that. Yep. And there's another one that I like to do. I've been doing this a while, but I never heard it taught before, which is sort of to ask questions. So, like when I get up in the morning, before I even get out of bed, I'll ask, I wonder who I'm going to read for today. And putting that question out there to the universe and just expecting that you're going to see the answer, then that happens. All right, ladies. I was going to say ladies and gentlemen, but I think it's just ladies right now. It's time for me to go to bed because 5 o'clock meditation comes pretty early in the morning. It would be lovely if I look down on my phone and have an email from you guys, or if I wake up and have an email from you guys that y'all want the link. And then I send you the link and we can meet there. And at the meditation, then mostly we're quiet, but we can actually exchange a few words rather than texting with me talking and you guys texting. Peace out. Sleep well, honey bunny. I don't remember how to get out of here. Oh, here we go.